Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Teachers. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. I was looking at the people as you guys logged in, and my heart was like, oh, there's my teachers. So happy Teacher Appreciation Week. I appreciate everything that you are doing all the time, but especially right now. You all are truly the backbone of our society. I posted an article on my Twitter page, I guess it was on Sunday, I don't remember, sometime this week, that talks about that, we've been giving all of this credit, rightfully so, to people in the medical field, kind of first responders. But educators are the first responders as well of our society. And so we need to be appreciating them and loving on them as much as we're loving on our medical professionals. So even though you're not here with me, I'm sending love, 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 love to you. And I hope that you can feel it. So our intention this week is distance. As always, I always think about, where we are, what I'm experiencing when I kind of get still, what comes up for me, what am I feeling in that moment. And I realized that we haven't talked about distance, right? That's a word that is constantly being said every day, right? We're social distancing, whether you call it social distancing or you call it physical distancing, right? We are all being asked to distance ourselves from one another. And that can be really challenging for lots of different reasons. Whether you are in a household full of people or you're in a household like me where you're by yourself, there's challenges to both. There's challenges around, like one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot lately is my parents live here in Atlanta where I am. And this is the longest I've ever gone without seeing my parents when I live in the same city as them, right? So I've lived in cities where I'm not near them, where I can't see them, but it's a very different feeling when I'm near them and can't physically go and see them. Yeah, we have FaceTime and we have all the things, but there's something different, right? There's an energy that comes from being in the physical presence of another human being that you can't get through a computer screen. So, there's all of those distancing things that we're experiencing, and, people are making those decisions around, when do I feel comfortable being in close proximity to others? What has to happen in our society in order for me to feel comfortable kind of venturing back out into our world? But there's another kind of distance that I want us to talk about a little bit this morning, which is this distance of time, right? So, I think of the phrase that kind of came to me as I was reflecting on what I wanted to say this morning was the distance between the past and the future is the present moment, right? We're always trying to think about, okay, what can I learn from the past that's going to inform my future? But the only thing that we actually have control of is the present moment. So, we have to make sure that we are acknowledging and embodying ourselves in every single moment, because the only way to get from the past to the future is through this moment right here, right? And so I know, at least in Georgia, you guys are starting to wrap up the school year, right? There's only a few more weeks left in the school year. I think 3 weeks left in the school year. We're starting to turn our eyes forward to the future, right? Turn our eyes towards, okay, this year's over. Let's think about what are we going to do when we come back in the fall. And all of that's really important, in planning, and being prepared are really important. At the same time, we still have this moment, right? Kids are still in this moment. And so we still have to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and taking care of our students in this moment, so that we are all prepared for that next moment and that next moment and that next moment, right? I always try to remind myself that every little thing that I do, every degree of movement that I make in this moment is what propels me forward to the future that I'm trying to get to. So I encourage you, to take, as we move into our practice today, right, our meditation and our movement, to, as much as you can, stay in this moment, right? The breath helps us to stay in this moment. In our meditation, as we focus on the breath, it keeps us focused inside of our bodies, right? Pushing everything away into our bodies, into this moment, right? Slowing everything down, acknowledging the moment that we're in. And then the same thing happens when we move into our flow, right? We connect our breath to our movement. And part of the reason why we do that is that it helps us to stay connected to the moment that we're in, right? It takes a lot of concentration to move with the breath, as opposed to the breath doing one thing and the body doing something else. When the breath is doing one thing and the body's doing something else, that's when the mind starts to go in all different directions, right? But if I have to focus on, as I bring my arms up, I'm inhaling, as I fold forward, I'm exhaling, right? That takes a lot of concentration, which forces me to stay in my body in this moment. So let's start with our meditation. So if you've been sitting cross-legged this entire time, you're going to want to uncross and recross, maybe shake out your legs and recross in the other direction. You don't have to sit cross-legged. That's how I sit. You can sit with your legs straight out in front of you. You can also lie down if that, if sitting up is not comfortable for you. But you just want to find a comfortable position that has enough activation that you won't fall asleep, because at least here in Atlanta, it is 7:30 in the morning. And then if you are using the playlist that I provided, you're going to want to go ahead and start that playlist. And if it's comfortable for you, closing your eyes. If not, taking a soft gaze towards the ground. And just reconnecting with your body and your breath. Not trying to control the breath. Just feeling it. Feeling the hips ground into the earth. Maybe rocking the hips side to side, forward and backwards, to find a balanced position down on the earth. If you're holding the belly in, letting it go, letting it rise and fall naturally with each inhale and exhale. Soft and open. Spine is long as the crown of the head lifts towards the sky. Shoulders relaxed and down the back. Feeling the weight of the hands in the lap as the arms are heavy. Maybe swallowing a couple of times to release any tension in the throat. Releasing any tension in the jaw, allowing the lips to relax as well, hanging nice and soft down the face. Relaxing the eyes. Skin of the eyes is loose. And with each inhale, feeling the breath move up the back of the body as you sit up a little bit taller. With each exhale, feeling the breath come back down the front of the body as you allow yourself to ground down. And now bringing your attention back to the breath. Noticing each inhale and each exhale. Acknowledging each breath as it is in this moment. Not as you would like it to be, but as it is. Feeling the air as it comes in and out of the nostrils, gliding over the upper lip. And you may find that your mind begins to wander to the past or to the future. In those moments, acknowledge that the mind has wandered and bring your attention back to the breath. And as we move into about 3 minutes of silence, you'll continue that cycle of noticing the breath, acknowledging when the mind has wandered, and bringing your attention back to the breath. Bringing your attention back into your body. You may immediately notice that your breath begins to deepen. You may sit up a little bit straighter if you slumped over during meditation. Bringing your hands together at your heart and bowing into your heart. We'll close this meditation portion of our practice with 2 collective breaths. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, opening the mouth and sighing it out. One more time, deep inhale through the nose, opening the mouth and sighing it out. And before we transition into our flow, taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice. What distance are you trying to travel? And when you're ready, releasing your hands, blinking your eyes open, lifting your head, lifting your knees, stretching out your legs, shaking out your legs to release any tension from the meditation. And then coming on to hands and knees. Just as an FYI for today's practice, you may want to have a couple of blocks. In keeping with our theme of distance, we are going to be traveling around our mat, traveling the full distance of our mat. So I have a block at both the top and the bottom, but if you don't have any blocks, that's fine. If you only have one, that's fine. You can always grab it and move it to wherever you need it to be. So coming into tabletop, I always like to have a blanket underneath my knees. Knees are hip distance apart. Shoulders and wrists are stacked. On the inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the head, allowing that belly to sink down as you round the spine. Exhale in the other direction, lifting the heart, or rounding the spine in the other direction, bowing to the heart. Inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the head, rounding the spine down. Exhale, bowing towards the heart. And continue that movement, that cat-cow movement on your own breath. Hopefully that feels really good this in the morning as we wake up the body. You might find that as you continue that movement, you're able to round a little bit deeper with each one. Using those hands to help engage the arms as we're waking those shoulders up as well. And then after your next round, finding stillness. Moving into hip circles, so shifting forward on the inhale, around to the right, back on the exhale. Around to the left and back forward on the inhale. Just rolling those hips from side to side. Maybe coming forward a little bit more with each round. Coming back a little bit more with each round. Waking up those hips. Working out any of the tension that may have built up. And the next time you come to the back, come back forward in the other direction. Feeling the movement. You may want to add cat-cow into your hip circles. Doing whatever works for you. And then the next time you've completed a round, just finding your way back to stillness. Tucking those toes, lifting the knees up just about 2 inches up off the ground so we can engage that core, waking up that core. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, lifting up about 6 inches this time. Exhale, release back down. And then this time, on your inhale, lifting all the way up, hips come up and back into downward dog. Pedaling those feet to walk the dog. Bending into one knee and then the other. You may want to look under one shoulder and then the other to get some rotation in the back. And then bending the knees and beginning to walk those hands back towards the feet, coming into a forward fold. This is our first forward fold, so you're welcome to take the feet a little bit wider. Bend those knees as deeply as you need to be able to feel as though you can release down. Crown of the head is releasing down towards the mat. So you're not trying to hold the head up, you're letting it just dangle down. Grabbing opposite elbows, swaying from side to side. Being gentle with the body. There's no rush. The future comes to you. You don't have to go to it. And then taking a deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, releasing those hands back down to the mat. Seeing if you're able to release any more. And then bringing the hands to the low back on your inhale, slowly rounding the spine as you come up to standing. The head is the last thing to come up. Greeting the day. If your feet are a little wide, bringing those feet back in to be hip distance apart. Rounding into all four corners of the feet. Let's rock back on our heels to feel what it feels like for our heels to be grounded into the earth. And now let's rock forward onto our toes, onto the soles of the feet. Feel what it feels like for the soles of the feet to be grounded. And then continue to do that rocking back and forth until you feel as though you're grounding into both the soles of the feet and the heels. That's when you have all four corners of your feet grounded into the earth. And once you feel like you have that, then stop the rocking, find stillness. Squeeze those thighs together to stay in that engagement in the feet. That'll help to press the feet down. Lift the belly, lift the heart, release the arms down by your side. Shoulders are relaxed. Eyes are looking straight forward as the crown of the head lifts towards the sky. This is your Tadasana, mountain pose. This is our moment that we're in right now. We have to stand in it. Before we try to move to the next moment, we stand in this moment. Inhale the arms up and overhead, palms touch. On the exhale, twisting to the right, opening the palms out. Inhale, arms back up overhead, twisting to the left. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right. Connecting the breath and the movement as much as possible. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left. That means that you may be moving faster or slower than me, depending on your breath. Now, inhale the arms up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bringing the hands through the heart, fold back down to the ground. Breathe right here. Inhale, sliding those hands up to the shin, flat back. Crown of the head is moving towards the top of the mat. Exhale, release back down. walking the hands forward to plank. Engaging that core, using the hands to lift the body away from the mat. Pressing into the balls of the feet. Straight line from the heels all the way to the crown of the head. At any time, if you need to, you can release those knees down to the mat. And now everybody taking a big inhale here. And then on the exhale, with slowly releasing all the way down to the mat. Untucking the toes, tapping the tops of the feet on the mat. Hands are resting directly underneath the shoulders. Pressing into those feet. Lift the heart ever so slightly, baby cobra. Not using the hands to help lift, but actually lifting the heart by pressing into the feet. Exhale, release back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift the heart for baby cobra. Exhale, release back down. Tucking the toes, pressing into the hands to come through tabletop. Hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Walking the dog here. Taking a deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, walking those hands back towards the mat. Back towards the feet into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, arms come out wide, reverse swan dive all the way back up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. So now let's do that again. We're gonna connect our movement with our breath. Inhale, the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold on the exhale. Walk the hands forward on the inhale. Release down on the exhale. Baby cobra on the inhale. Downward dog on the exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, walk the hands back towards the body. Forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Reverse swan dive back up on the inhale. Hands to the heart on the exhale. Let's speed it up a little bit more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Walk to plank on the inhale. Release down on the exhale. Baby cobra on the inhale. Downward dog on the exhale. Inhale here. Walk the hands to the feet on the exhale. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Arms come out wide, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, palms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to plank. Exhale, you're welcome to go all the way down, or you can bend the elbows about 90 degrees for chaturanga and then come down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Lifting the right leg up and behind you. Rounding the spine, bringing the right knee to the nose, coming onto those toes. Inhale, back up. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, back up. Last time, bring the knee into the nose, squeeze the knee towards the nose, and then bring the knee between the hands. Releasing that right foot down to the mat so that it's parallel to the back of the mat. Grounding into that front foot, knee is directly over the ankle. And then when you're ready, cartwheeling those arms up and overhead for warrior two. Externally rotating that right thigh so that you almost feel it press into that hip. That will help to keep that knee open so that it's directly over the ankle. Arms are nice and strong as they extend out in both directions. Eyes are looking over the middle finger of the right hand. On the inhale, releasing that left hand down the body. Right arm comes up and overhead, reverse warrior. On the exhale, pivoting, so keeping the arms where they are, pivoting and turning all the way around so that you're on the right toes. Coming into crescent lunge in the other direction. Bring that left arm up to meet the right. Now the left knee is directly over the left ankle. Pressing into the ball of the right foot. Hips are square, facing the front of your mat. Keep breathing here. Notice how little adjustments help you to engage into the pose. Maybe squeezing those thighs together will help you with your balance, right? It's all the little things that add up. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhale, releasing the hands down to the mat, stepping that left foot back to meet the right in plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Immediately lifting that left leg up and behind you. Bringing the left knee to the nose, rounding that spine. Inhale that foot back up and behind. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale that left foot up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Squeezing, 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 and then bringing that left foot between the hands, releasing that right foot down. Preparing once again, warrior two, and when you're ready, inhale, cartwheel those arms up. Pressing into that back foot, not just letting it just hang out. So you're pressing into the pinky toe of the back foot to engage that leg as you round that, or as you twist that left thigh open so that it stays out of the way, right? When I look down, I should be able to see the big toe of my left foot. Inhale, releasing that right arm down the leg. Inhaling that left arm up and over for reverse warrior. Looking up at the sky. Lifting that heart up. And then on your exhale, twisting all the way around for crescent lunge on the other side. Taking a deep inhale here, finding your balance. On your next exhale, releasing those hands down, stepping the right foot back to meet the left into plank. We're gonna flow, but you're welcome to meet us in downward dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Pedaling the feet, taking a couple breaths here in downward dog. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, bending the knees, walking the hands back towards the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, the arms out wide, up and overhead, palms touch. Let's go right back. Exhale, fold. Let's speed it up a little bit. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walking the hands forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Lifting the right leg up and behind you. Bringing the right foot between the hands. Releasing the left foot down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, turn around to the back. Crescent lunge on the exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Inhale, stepping back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Lifting the left leg up and behind you. On the inhale, on the exhale, bringing the left foot between the hands. Releasing the right foot down. And then on your next inhale, cartwheeling up, warrior two on the other side. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, twisting back around to the front, crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, release those hands down to the mat, stepping back into plank on the inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Nicely done. Walking the dog, taking a couple breaths here. Taking a deep inhale. And on the exhale, bending the knees, walking the hands back towards the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come out wide, all the way back up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. You're doing great, stay with it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walking forward into plank. You're welcome to meet us in downward dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Lifting the right leg up and behind us. Bringing the right foot between the hands. Coming up for warrior two again. Taking a deep inhale and exhale here. Inhale, releasing the left hand down the leg, reverse warrior. On the exhale, hinging the hips back towards the back of the mat as it causes the torso to lean forward. And then when your hips can't go back any farther, releasing the right arm down, bringing the left arm up and overhead, side angle. And then this is where if you have a block, you're going to grab your block, place it about 12 inches in front of you, keeping that knee bent, placing the hand on the block, scooting that foot in about 2 feet so that you feel stable. And then when you're ready, bringing the hand to the hip, lifting that left leg for half moon. Foot stays flexed. That's what helps to keep that hip where we want it. Engaging into both legs. Whatever your hand is resting on, you're pressing away from that. So even if you can come up onto the tips of your fingers to elongate, and then you may even be able to bring that left arm up and overhead. Doing the best that you can, staying in this moment, not worrying about what's coming next. Bringing the hand back to the hip, bending that front knee, and then stepping back into warrior two. Taking a deep inhale here. Pivoting those right toes so that they're parallel to the top of your mat, so that both toes are facing in the same direction. Bringing the hands to the hips as we hinge forward with a flat back. And then when you feel as though you've reached as far as you can go with that flat back, then fold down. Just breathing here. Pressing your fingertips into the mat to lift a little bit for a flat back. Feeling that engagement in the thighs, and then exhale, release back down. With a slight bend in your knees, bringing the hands back to the low back as you come back up with the flat back up to standing. Turning those left toes towards the front of the mat, bending into that left knee, arms come back out, warrior two on the other side. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhale, release that right hand down the leg, left arm comes up and over, reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Grabbing that block once again. Finding your stability, bringing that right leg in, rounding into that left foot, opening that hip, and then with as much control as you can muster, lifting that right leg up and off the ground. You may be able to bring that right arm up and overhead. Finding a point of focus really helps with balance, something that's not moving. And then trying as much as possible to lift your arms all the way up. And now bending that front knee, bringing the right leg down, back into warrior two. Bringing those left toes back in so that the feet are parallel, and then we fold back forward into forward fold. I know we're gonna go over time. I understand if people have to leave. Coming onto the fingertips, extending forward for a flat back on the inhale. And then exhale, release back down. And then walking the hands towards the right foot, turning both sets of toes back towards the top of your mat. Bringing that right leg back to meet the left in plank. Our last flow of the practice. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Releasing the knees down to the mat. Taking the knees as wide as the mat. Big toes come together, pressing back into child's pose. And then pressing into those hands to bring the body back up, swinging the legs around to come to laying on your back. Bending the knees, bringing the right ankle to the left knee for a recline pigeon, lifting the hips, shifting them about 2 inches to the right, and then allowing that right foot to come all the way down to the earth on the left side. You may want to use that left hand to press that right knee away to make sure that you keep that hip engaged. Bringing the right arm out by your side, looking over the right shoulder, or looking straight up at the sky. Inhaling that knee back up to center, bringing the right foot back down, realigning those hips, rocking the knees from side to side, and then bringing the left ankle to the right knee, lifting the hips, shifting them about 2 inches to the left, and allowing that left foot to release down to the earth. Using that right hand to press that left knee away. The left arm comes out by your side, looking over the left shoulder or up at the sky. Inhaling that knee back up to center, releasing the right foot down to the mat, rocking the knees side to side, realigning those hips, hugging the knees into the chest, rocking from side to side, giving a massage to the back, and then releasing into Shavasana. You're welcome to place a pillow, a blanket, or a bolster underneath your knees if that feels good. We're just letting everything go. And then bringing your attention back into your body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, rotating the wrists and the ankles in one direction and then the other. Hugging the knees into the chest, rocking from side to side once again. And then rolling onto your favorite side, making a pillow with your hands. Taking one last moment of stillness here to reconnect with the intention you set at the beginning of your practice. Acknowledging how that intention has served you. And then pressing into your upper hand to bring yourself back up into an easy seat, whatever that is for you. Bringing the hands together at the heart in prayer position, bowing the head to the heart as the heart lifts into the hands. We'll close our practice as we began with 2 collective breaths, taking a deep inhale through the nose Opening the mouth and sighing it out. Deep inhale through the nose. Opening the mouth and sighing it out. And then once again, just finding that breath as it comes in and out. Noticing the distance that you've traveled just in the last 45 minutes. Distance that was traveled one moment at a time. It has been my honor, as always, to practice with you. May you be happy, may you remain healthy, and may you always know peace. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me today. I will see you next time.